I mentioned in the inspirational email today a story that I've shared many times, and every time I share it, it becomes more real to me, more sustained in my mind and in my heart. When I was a kid, maybe all of you have kids. I bet you got a lot of kid stories. You don't realize how impactful they've been in your mind and in your heart. But when I was a kid growing up, my dad was a salesman, and he traveled the 11 Western states, and he would always be traveling. So he had lots of suits and he had lots of hankies, and he always put those hankies in his back pocket. And there's kind of a picture. He never had his initialed. He wasn't like that, but that was important to him, that he always had that hanky in his back pocket. Even as he got older and stopped traveling and stopped doing any of the sales work that he did, he always made sure that he had a hanky in his back pocket, even if he was just working around the house or out building something out in his shed. He always put a hanky in his back pocket. And when I was growing up, I remember he had a little hanky drawer. It was smaller than every other drawer in that armoire. And he would pull that out, and that's where his hankies would be. And my mother would wash those hankies, and yes, she would iron those hankies. Remember ironing hankies? I remember. It was like a treat. I was so excited to iron hankies. I thought that was so much fun. Nowadays, of course, not going to do that. But so she would always have those, and she would put those into his drawer. So he always knew when he opened that drawer, there was a hanky to put in his back pocket. And as I said, some days he would use that hanky for somebody else or for himself, or maybe to wipe his brow. And some days he never used that hanky, but it was always there. And I think we need to think about that even in our own lives. You know, I know we go about our busy, busy day and we think, oh, I didn't do my lessons. But you know, God's like that hanky in your back pocket. He's always there. He's always waiting for you. The answer that we need in our lives is always available to us, just like a hanky in your back pocket, and available for you to help you in anything that you need. As the Course tells us, God is always talking to us. The voice for God, whether you call it the Holy Spirit or Jesus or Christ, it's always talking to us. It's always there in support of us. But we're the ones that kind of close off. We're the ones that turn away. But just like that hanky in your back pocket, you can never lose the support of God's love. And I want you to think about that in regard to the center. Just like God is always with you, we are here too. We've been here since 1978. I've been a student since 1977, but the center has been here for 47 years. We're like your hanky in your back pocket. Even when you need us, we're here. You pull it out, and when you don't need us, we're here still too. So that when you do need us, when the world comes tumbling down, we're here to support you. And you know, it's so amazing to me. So many of you have rallied to our support, recognizing how important it is when you need us to have us here. And we're grateful for that. I can't tell you how grateful we are. And May and June is kind of like our Holy Helper, kind of our campaign to see if we can get more Holy Helpers involved in the center. And that kind of ongoing support, a monthly gift, that's what a Holy Helper is someone who gives at a monthly level to help support our many free services. And let's go ahead and put those free services up, because I think it's important to recognize these. If you go to our webpage, you'll see the Holy Encounter magazine, which there was just a new issue that recently came out, our live stream meeting, our weekly inspirations that we send out every Wednesday. There's an online search. You can search the entire course, or you can read the course online. Our daily lesson email and text. You can get your lessons, your unique lesson, given directly to you in your email and text. Our prayer ministry, our prayer project, our I'm sorry, our prison project, our Course in Miracles study group maps and listings that you can find there. Go online, check it out if you're looking for a location. And our Wall of Innocence, which many of you have participated in. And the importance of that is remembering our innocence. We're going to talk about that a little bit tonight, because it's more critical than we can imagine to remember the truth of who we are. That's another way to do it. Our Pledge for Peace, to make a commitment in your own personal life to create and send an e-card, and also our Choose a Quote, one of my favorites.